How's it going, guys? This is the one they call Mormon again. And now I want to give you guys a god-honest, down-to-earth review of the 1999 R6 and the whole R6 saga, I guess. Fuck. Alright guys, let's start this out. I've owned this bike for about 5 years now, and it has roughly 37,000 miles on it. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but yeah, I adore R6s, as you guys probably can figure out already. I just love them. I love their characteristics. I love how hard the engine revs. It's not the torquiest bike on the face of the planet, I'll be honest. As far as the 99 R6, why I would be doing a review on this, honestly, this review is kind of catering towards new riders, people just getting into the world of sport bikes. And yeah, these bikes right now are dirt cheap. I think you can probably pick up a decent one for maybe $1,500 to $2,000, you know. They're just not that expensive right now. They're kind of at the bottom of their value. This bike's 16 years old, you know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's not gonna perform like a modern day 600 or a leader bike, you know. It's old. She has her downfalls. I mean, she was state-of-the-art in 1999. So this bike is still carbureted, which really a lot of people will probably say, you know, that doesn't really mean much, you know. It's just a carburetor, you know. The fueling, the precision of the fueling in the throttle just isn't quite there when it comes to fuel injection versus carburation. It's gonna be a little bit slower, a little bit more unresponsive than a fuel injected bike. Not to say that's slower, it's just gonna act a little bit differently. I mean, this bike, unfortunately, the 1999 R6, it's the A model of the R6s. So they, let's go this way. It's the A model of the R6. So with that, she's gonna have her little downfalls, her little Achilles heels and stuff like that. The first thing I'll tell you guys, if you're looking at purchasing one of these bikes, first thing to look at is the regulator, the rectifier and regulator. These bikes are prone for those things to go out. They're kind of mounted in a stupid little spot, kind of tucked up under the seat, and yeah, they're prone to go out, and before you know it, your battery isn't charging, you're getting shitty voltage, and you got lights and shit going off all over your dash. And when I bought this bike, it had that problem. It needed a new rectifier. It's pretty easy to replace, you know. It's plug and play, and oh fuck, loose gravel. It's plug and play. I mean, it's probably about an $80 or $90 part, but it's pretty easy to replace. So it shouldn't be a huge concern if you're looking at one of these bikes. Just something to look out for. The biggest thing that, if you've done any research on these bikes, you probably would have heard about by now, is that second gear is very prone to go out, and before you know it, like, you'll be getting on the throttle and also just pop out of gear. It'll pop back into neutral. And really, when I bought this bike, it had that problem. That's why I got it so dirt cheap, is because I actually bought it from a local dealership, and second gear was out of it. It's just one of those things that happens. It's a shitty design flaw, and I guess in the later years of this design, Yamaha actually acknowledged it and did a recall on it, I think. Don't quote me on that, I think. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing you really want to watch out for with these bikes. The second gear's out of it, because it's a very big job to replace second gear. When I bought it, I did all the work myself. I kind of take a little pride in doing most of the work myself on my machines. But yeah, basically you have to tear the engine out, tear the bottom half of the engine, oh fuck, out. And really, it's a job. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's a big job. For 99% of the customers out there who buy these bikes, it's probably, you know, dealership time, or you might just think the bike isn't worth it. when you're replacing it, if you really want to go on a limb and do the job yourself like I did, there's two options you can do. One is go strict OEM replacement, all that fun stuff. Option number two is to get a little bit tricky with things and take second gear out of, I want to say it's a 02 or an 03 R6, wherever they kind of change stuff around for it. And or they kind of basically redesign the transmission a little bit. And if you take the second gear out of like an like an 02 or an 03 R6, or really you gotta, well, let me back myself up here. When the second gear goes out, there's two gears you gotta replace, second and sixth. And that's because they mesh in together. And what will happen over time, if you're really abusing second gear, is the dogs, I'm trying to explain this here. You got your second gear, and then you got like these little dogs that come out the side, and those little dogs lock into sixth gear, and they'll start rounding off, and pretty soon, as soon as you put power to it, it'll just pop right back out. And personally, I did the OEM replacement. I just did straight OEM, what's supposed to be in the bike, all that good stuff. And really, the OEM replacement has 3 dogs versus the 02 or 03, which is 5 dogs. So you got more holding in that gear rather than, you know, just 3 that'll round off pretty easy. I did the OEM replacement, and I haven't had any problems with it in the 5 years that I've owned it. And this is my first sport bike, so I pushed this bike a few times. You know, got a little bit rowdy with some stuff, and oh, that noise. Yeah, I did the OEM replacement, and it's given me no trouble. I guess in a sense I kind of baby second gear. I really have never even tried to wheelie this bike, just knowing that, you know, I put all that hard work into the transmission and I don't really want to beat it up. So I've never really wheelied this bike. I've gotten on it, you know, I've been full throttle before and all that fun stuff, but I've never really, you know, slipped the clutch, clutched it up or anything like that, or slammed it into gear. And she talks to you. When she talks to you, you gotta kind of listen to it. Kind of gotta ride the bike on its terms. Like I said, it's an older bike and it's an A model, so it does have its issues. But all in all, I think this is a superb motorcycle. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and throw brochure fact at you guys. I'm just giving you guys an honest opinion, or my honest opinion on the 1999 Yamaha R6. And my honest opinion is I love it. I've fallen in love with this bike, and I've honestly, this bike made me fall in love with the whole R6 series, period. I mean, one of the things that, the kind of hidden perks of this bike is everyone says it's a very high revving engine, and it is. It's, you know, this bike redlines at 15,500 RPM. That's right up next to the fucking stratosphere. If 5-Speed Kyle's home, if you don't know about him, check him out. He's an awesome YouTuber, awesome video maker, and he's talking about getting into motovlogging. You've probably seen him in a few of my other videos. So yeah, give him a shout out. I'll put the link in the description. Yeah, one of the hidden perks of this, of the R6s altogether, is really the fact that it is such a high revving engine and the power band comes on so late. And what does that mean to a normal street rider? To a track day rider, it probably means, yeah, you can rev the piss out of this thing. To a normal street rider, like you and me and all of us out here enjoying the great outdoors, it means that the engine's loafing 24/7. You're not using that power band. Yeah, if you were to get on it, you might have to drop a couple gears, but in all honesty, the engine is loafing 24/7, and that's really kind of nice, especially when you're on the highway and it's just sipping gas, and I can get almost 200 miles to a tank on this thing, and that's really kind of nice, especially when you want to go on longer rides and stuff. Back when I had Spectre, it had no fairing, and it was geared a little bit shorter, it was 800, a little bit bigger, and I was getting shit mileage with that thing. You know, I was getting maybe 130 miles to a tank of gas on a thing, which is kind of nasty when you're way out here, you know, and you got to make a lot of fuel stops, especially with the way I ride. But yeah, this bike, you know, the engine is so under stress on the street that, you know, you can get some serious miles out of this bike. And I really don't get where the people on Craigslist look at bikes, sport bike on Craigslist, and oh, it's got, you know, 15,000 miles on it, and they instantly think it's over 10,000 miles, so it's going to be junk. Most bikes, yeah, but you can just tell when the bikes have been taken care of and stuff. And really, these bikes have a ton of miles built into them, and like I said, 37,000 miles on this thing, and they haven't been the easiest miles, I'll be honest. Come on, come on. 37,000 miles on this thing. I've ridden it like a teenager, and you know, she's still kicking. She's still a deadbeat reliable bike. The only reason I don't really want to ride this bike as a daily rider anymore is really the fact that I want to take this thing back to original. I want to make her beautiful and just OEM, spotless, kind of keep it as my classic kind of a thing. Oh fuck, it's getting cold out. Yeah, it's like 40 degrees right now in Wisconsin, and I'm not ready for winter, folks. Oh fuck no. Fucketh this. As you can see, I'm probably wearing 2 hoodies under this jacket, among other things. I do right now have my D&D race pipe on there, which is ungodly loud. But it's fun. I mean, you can just kind of sound like a fucking race bike. Not that it kind of is a race bike, but it's fun. A lot of people give me shit about it because ungodly fucking loud, but I like it. I have fun with it. I do have the original exhaust for this too. So yeah, really, that's the only 2 things you really got to watch out for when you're purchasing one of these bikes is yeah, the rectifying regulator and second gear. Both can be fixed. I'm living proof that you can do these yourself. But it's a job. You know, it's, if you're looking for something to get on the road quick, it's probably not the right thing. I'm not gonna say this is a great first bike. It's a great first sport bike, but not a decent first bike. You know, it does have a lot of power. Ungodly amounts of power. It's lovely. But with that being said, a good first sport bike, good first track bike if you're going to the track. I mean, they're borderline classics right now. R6s have a huge following. They're all closed. Borderline classics. Like I said, this bike's 16 years old, still carbureted. It's really from a different, I don't know what that was. It's really from a different era of sport bikes, you know. And I get a lot of compliments on this bike still, and a lot of people think it's newer than what it really is. Down low RPMs, like right now I'm doing 40 miles an hour at 4,000 RPM, and she's kind of complaining a little bit. I mean, she's grumbling, she's snapping, she's burbling, and she's letting me know what she thinks. This bike's really, I guess, talkative in a way. It likes to tell you what's kind of going on. You know, she'll burble, she'll snap, she'll tell you when she doesn't like something. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe I just like giving my machines personalities. But yeah, I love this bike with all her flaws, and I'm not gonna sit here and gush about it, because these bikes have these bikes are quality. I mean, they're not some Taiwan-made whatever, you know, not some generic bike. I mean, they're built to last, and for such a high compression motor, the fact that it has so many miles built into it is really amazing. And honestly, as far as the power is concerned, like if you guys are wondering, oh, can this thing keep up with my buddies on their freaking 2013 R6s and whatnot? As far as speed goes, top speed, she'll keep up right up with them. Probably doesn't accelerate quite as fast, and definitely doesn't handle. I mean, I think, well, definitely in the past 20 years that sport bikes have been made since this thing. 16, sorry for all you Nazis out there. Really, the biggest jumps in technology, I think, have been in your handling, train tracks, your handling and your brakes. Yeah, in the twisties, the new stuff will probably walk all over this old girl, but that doesn't mean this is a bad bike, you know. I mean, it just means she's from a different time period. She has her flaws, and I love her for it. What I don't love is this fucking cold. Oh, it's cutting right through all my layers. I'm freezing, guys. Hopefully, you know, this review kind of brought some light to some things if you're looking at one of these bikes. And as always, guys, leave your comments in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you guys think. If this video sucked, which it probably did. You know, I'm really trying to up my videos and kind of get away from that motovlogging cancer, I guess. You've heard a lot of the guys, a lot of the big name vloggers talk about it already. And it's true, a lot of us really do suck at vlogging. Not to say that we should all just go die in a hole and quit, but really, you know, if vlogging is something you really want to do, you got to be creative. You know, the market's flooded, it's supply and demand. It's like anything else in this world. And if you want to be seen, if you want to get tons of views, tons of subscribers, and really, you know, amp up your channel, you got to be original, guys. You can't sit there and act like Baker X Derek or Jake the Garden Snake. You got to be yourself. So, as always, guys, hopefully you like this video. I'm not even going to tell you guys to like and subscribe anymore, because I'll leave that up to you. So, as always, guys, till next time, this is the one they call Mormon. Thanks for watching.
It's just